Jim, the pitching and hitting coach to me is always a fascinating discussion because sometimes they get overpraised when things are going well. They get overhated on when things are going
Yeah,
poorly.
no
But
question.
Matt Gelb had a great piece on The Athletic today talking about JT's perspective in catching this staff. How much credit is Caleb Cotham owed here because of what you mentioned and Matt talks about in the piece? Each of these guys can throw 4 to 6 pitches at any moment on either side of the plate at any time. And when you see a guy like Zach Wheeler, who's on the doorstep of a Cy Young, develop a new pitch, what's Caleb Cotham's role in this? How much credit does he actually deserve? Because they're all doing it.
Yeah, I think he deserves a great deal of credit. You just look at the numbers, you look at the performance. You talk to a guy like Zach Wheeler, who he should have won the Cy Young. What was it, 3 years ago? He's an all-star. He's a true number one. I think we talked about it before that there's probably fewer number ones in the game than you think there is
Sure.
than that wear the label. He's a real number one. He will praise Caleb Cotham to the hilt. He will say he's made a difference in his career. Zach will. Last year they're always like the mad scientists. They're always tinkering with something. Last year they put a little change into his into the slider or the cutter. They're similar pitches, but it kind of morphed into more of a sweeper. Well, he took a step forward with the pitch. He got better. This year it's the splitter. So Zach Wheeler has come to Philadelphia and gotten better
Yeah.
mid-career, and
Definitely.
he will tell you that Caleb Cotham's had a big impact. I know he really respects him and really likes working with him. Look at I think Christopher Sanchez is another example, a guy who's done a lot of developing at the big league level. So, that's hats off to the coaching staff. And I think another unsung area is just the way their pitching brain trust. Caleb Cotham, Brian Kaplan, they keep these guys healthy. Um,
Mhm.
Last year we saw them kind of drop in a sixth starter a little bit in the middle, kind of at a good time. Helps keep them healthy. I think that's a big part of it. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. We give even managers, when a team doesn't
Yes.
Sure.
play well, they take way too much heat, in my opinion. You got to perform on the field. Um, Pitching coaches, hitting coaches, I think take way too much heat, but it is, Kevin, you look at Johan Rojas is really grasping things. We can see it in real time.
Mhm.
Well, if the guys that aren't, if the guys that are working with him,
Sure.
they deserve some credit. The guys that are doing the behind the scenes work and making the suggestions and making the tweaks.
Yeah.
Same for the pitching coach. So yeah, it's there's no limit to what you can achieve as a team and an organization if you don't mind who gets the credit. So the athlete, the pitching coach, the hitting coach, the manager, they all work together to try to put their best foot forward that night at 7 o'clock.